I'm going to talk to you about how you teach history. In order to decide how to go about teaching history, you have to decide why you're teaching history. Why do we learn history? Why do we make students go through all of these historic periods and learn who all these people were? Why? So they can learn from it. The whole hope is that we will not make the same mistakes we have made in the past. We will learn all about World War II, and we will not let genocide happen again on our planet because we've read history, right? Okay, you're all laughing at this point. Why? We should be learning from history. Why are we not learning from history? Well, ultimately, it's because we're aberrated, but probably cut that part out. Why are we not learning from history? History is a series of actions. This happened, and then that happened because this happened, and then that happened because that happened. History is a whole series of causes and effects in a logical, not always logical, procession. It was logical to the people at the time, so you have to study what the people thought at the time. If you go through history and you learn nothing of the logical procession of cause and effect, then you have wasted your time entirely. You have completely missed the boat. So if you wanted to design a curriculum to make sure that people learn nothing from history, mix up the sequences. Start off with the Pilgrims, then do ancient history, then go into the Industrial Revolution, then you can go into the Ottoman Empire, then you really need to do the Civil War. You will make sure that your student learns absolutely nothing about why anything happened. They've studied World War II. How do they know what was happening in World War I? Did everyone in Germany just suddenly lose their minds and decide to be insane? No, something happened to those people. They were suffering. Something happened. They were given a solution that sounded like a good idea at the time. And if you don't know why it sounded like a good idea at the time, if you haven't studied what was happening with those people at that time, that they felt it was a good idea at the time, those who did, then you're missing the boat entirely. And the next time something like that comes along in history, you'll fall right into the trap because you will not see what happened before people made great mistakes. So, there are many fantastic history books out there, and they all focus on sections of history. But for Pete's sake, teach it in sequence. I found a book, believe it or not, it's written by a science fiction writer, Isaac Asimov's Chronology of the World. Excellent book, not complete. But what it does do is it takes the whole of history, mainly Western history, though it does some Asian history, the whole of history in sequence. I use it as a guide to make sure I'm not missing anything. So we go through it, and it's a synopsis. It's just a summary of everything. And then you can go into detail on more. So it is incomplete in that, well, it stops in the 60s, and it's incomplete in that it doesn't get into enough detail on every part, but it is an overview. It is a guideline where you can actually go through history chronologically, which means you can actually have cognitions about cause and effect, which is the whole reason that we should study history. I hope this helps.